Your name's not Karen? Not my problem. So, for background, I grew up in the hospitality industry with my parents who, to those behind the scenes, shared the power of a general manager, although my dad was the one who holds that position, has for 10 plus years now. Seeing as some of my earliest memories of hotel rooms, front desks, and the general drama that happens behind the scenes, you'd think I'd be immune or at least more tolerant to bullshit, but that's a story for another day, as I said. I grew up in this business and helped out a lot, taking shifts occasionally and running errands for whichever of my parents were on shift, but I never actually got paid the same as the other employees. By that I mean, my parents paid me from their own pay, which is fine. I hardly did the same amount of work they did in the same amount of time, which meant I wasn't on the payroll. Therefore, I wasn't technically an employee. Remember that, one of the few pieces that will come to play out in my favor. Okay, I also have to mention that my parents have managed more than one hotel in my lifetime, and for the past several years, the common thing is for them to live in the hotel they manage, given it's in a completely different state than their house. My house now, thank you. So they have their own room. I can access it when I'm visiting, because when I'm there, I pitch in and help out, which commonly requires me to have a master key, yes, one that opens all the doors. They really don't look that much different from guest keys except for the markings, or when the housekeepers wear them on lanyards, and the regular guest keys don't work afternoon, which is the time you must be checked out or you'll be charged for another day. One more piece to remember. There are 5 floors in total, but technically the second floor is where guests can use a side door to access the parking lot and their rooms without going all the way from the lobby. It requires an active key card to work from outside. Another piece. I don't tell anyone else this, and typically only a few staff members are aware of who I am anyways, the manager's daughter, so it's not really obvious. On my last visit, I was given a master key the day after I got there and was told they'd call me if they needed my help. I'm typically an introvert and stay in my room playing video games and reading, sometimes wandering out to spend time with my parents. Wearing jeans and a graphic tank top and flannel, nothing like what the clerks or employees should wear. I left my room with a book in hand, my phone and master key in my pockets, but you could really only see the outline of my phone. Another piece to come into play. This is where background truly ends, and the story begins. I was going to head down to the lobby with my book and sit on the couches to read, to hang out with my mother on her shift. She's a bookworm too. So we tend to read in silence together, when as soon as my door closed, the hairs on the back of my neck stood up and I could feel a disturbance in the force. Lo and behold, from behind me I hear the sound of a wild Karen. Excuse me. My first thought was, oh boy. My second thought was, how fast can I annoy her? Yeah, I'm an introvert, but that doesn't mean I am uncomfortable with drama or people. I just prefer to hibernate in the comfort of my living space. Big difference. In fact, on occasion, when confronted with, well, confrontation, I find I enjoy myself when I annoy the ever-loving shit out of them. I mean, I didn't ask for you to bother me, so that's your problem. I digress. This lady is what I classify as your stereotypical Karen. Seems put together on the outside, but on the inside is just a shitstorm of entitlement and lack of empathy. I won't describe what she looks like, because then people from the hotel would know exactly who she is. Anyways, I turned to face her, where I had been just about to step away from my room door, replying with, "You're excused," which I know for a fact tends to piss people off, but to be fair, it's what one is supposed to say at one's dinner table in response. Yeah, we're not at a dinner table, but still, you need to help me right now? My third thought is, now where have I heard that one before? Oh right, this is Karen. No, I don't. I'm just trying to go to the lobby. Oh, no you're not. You're going to help me. Okay, this is where I realized that I had 2 major options. Get pissed and lower myself to her level, or B, ride this out to the perfect, I don't work here lady moment. While option A was tempting, I decided that I could hold off on reading for now. Fine, what do you need help with? Well, you need to start doing your Foo King job and bring my bags out to my car. Whoa, hold up. The hotel employees do not do that. We weren't that big of a building or business to warrant bellboys, and we had luggage carts and elevators for that particular reason. As far as I know, guests tended to understand that. Until now. Ha, fine. You know what? I'll go along with it. So I head with Karen to her room, which was 4 doors down from mine, and she shoves this large suitcase, I'm talking everything but the kitchen sink large, into my hands and carries this tiny bag instead. The suitcase does have a handle, but when I reach for it, Karen snaps at me. No, I said to carry it out. No, you didn't. Karen gaped at me for a moment, before replying with, yes, I did. And do your fucking job, and do not talk back to me. I'm a guest. So, Karen is striding ahead of me by a few paces while I'm somewhat struggling to carry this large suitcase, and by the time I get to the elevator, Karen is already standing beside it, where I set the bag down for a moment to catch my breath, because damn, that was pretty much my exercise for the week. Hurry up or you're fired. I really could have broken the pretense right there, but I decided that at the side door is where I'll drop the bomb. Karen hops into the elevator, and by the time I'm able to pick up her suitcase, she'd already heading down. So on the stairs, I simply push her suitcase down each flight, hoping that I'm smashing a few breakables in the process. Yes, I was petty. Don't care. Karen is already out the side door by the time I reach the bottom with her suitcase. She didn't even notice that it had hit the bottom somewhat loudly. Before I pick it up, I check the time on my phone, 1:36 p.m. Karen was surely about to be charged for another day, or had been already. Hadn't been out of her room long enough to have met the 12 noon deadline, obviously. Therefore, her card would not work. Ah, karma, you show up just when I need you. So I walk over to the door with her suitcase in hand and open it, nearly throwing it out the door, and Karen screeches when I do. You can't do that. I'm going to have your job for that, you useless piece of tst. So, not really mad. I stare at Karen amidst her rage beginning to rise when I don't start begging for forgiveness and simply say, you can't really take what I don't have to begin with. What? What do you mean? I take a small step back from the door, but I keep my body kinda leaned forwards with my eyes locked on hers, so she doesn't notice the moment. I would have called her lady in this next part if she hadn't cursed at me and called me a bit sage and useless. I don't work here, Karen. Thanks for staying, I say in a falsely cheery voice, before I slam the door shut with all my might. The electronic lock clicks into place, thus leaving her outside. Did I forget to mention that she still had things in her room? Well, yeah, she was charged for another day. And even told my mother about the rude bellboy. I'm a girl and present as one. WTF? Locking her out. My mother tried to explain to her that since she wasn't checked out or out of the room after 12, then she would be charged for another day, and that hey keycard was only programmed for the night she had paid for. Oh, and that we don't have bellboys. Karen eventually got her stuff, but still had to pay, and didn't get her security deposit back since she'd apparently damaged the doorframe to her room. All in all, bellboy, 1 and wild Karen, 0. Thanks for reading. And now to the next story, Story 2. Karen, did you just assault me and make my baby cry? I know it's been a while since I post here. Some things came up with my family. Everything is fine now. But this story here just happened about 3 days ago with me, my godson, newborn, and my so-close best friend we could be sisters. Let's set the scene. Paris, 1834. KMSL. Nah, I'm kidding. Target. Kinda chilly outside, and somehow it's a bit cloudy. So I thought we was gonna get cold rain. During the time my BFF came to visit, I was in the midst of getting my godbaby together to take him home. His poor mom had to work that whole weekend. So I told my BFF to come with me. On our way, my godbaby mom asked could we pick up some things for him and her from Target. Sure, why not? We see Target before we get to her house anyway. Plus I needed to get some stuff afterwards. So why not get it all while we're there, right? Plus, one of my favorite cousins worked there. So I could see her and finally let her see my godbaby from a distance. Might want to remember this for later on. So my friend cash app me and off we go to Target. So we get in Target and I have my godbaby in his little carrier. Unfortunately, my friend bought the one that's too big for the front of the shopping cart, so I had to put it in directly inside of the cart. Since CJ is only 1 mo, he's too young for a mask. So I cover the carrier in a thick enough blanket. I ask my BFF to get another cart for the shopping, and now we set. Now, to describe what we're wearing. Everyone knows Target's uniform is a basic red shirt with nothing on it and khaki pants. BFF wore a navy blue top with black flare pants and flats. I wore a V-neck burgundy top with flare sleeves and strings to tie in a bow in the front with black flare jeans with some sneakers. So we're shopping, checking off things on her list and mine. Then I'm looking over the list on the side of the walking area so I wouldn't be in any one way, and feeding CJ at the same time through the blanket. My little nugget got fussy, and I noticed I forgot something for him back a few aisles. So I asked my BFF to put on a glove to hold his bottle and finish feeding him while I go get the item. Yes, she's my BFF, but he's my godbaby, and with this pandemic still going around, I don't trust germs well. I go to the aisle, looking hard because my glasses tend to slide and fall off a lot. Keep this in mind too. And then I hear that classic sound that irritates everyone so bad. It makes him want to bang their head on the floor. That classic Karen of him. I turn my head and there she was. Pixie haircut, sunglasses on top of her head with no damn sun in sight. Tight tank top, short shorts knowing damn well it's chilly outside, and flip-flops. I'm thinking to myself, is this the Karen uniform or something? But I digress. So I move out the way, thinking I'm in her way, and continue looking for my item, and she sighs. And I can feel her staring burn through my skin, but I wasn't letting up. Then she says, "It's hard finding good help these days. Everyone wants to be lazy." I roll my eyes and put my head down saying, "Not today. Please, just not today." I find my item and leave out the aisle. Now she's mad. Did I care? Nope. And I think she could sense that. Then she starts. "You'll know how this goes. Karen, so you're not going to help me?" Me, "Nope." Karen, fake-ass gasp, "And why not?" Me, "Okay. I may try to say this in a nice way because I see you one of those. Ma'am, I don't work here. I give you no indication that I work here. No, I'm not on break. And no, it's not my day off. I generally do not work here. Now, I'm going to leave and put this in my shopping cart so I can pay and leave the store." Karen stops me as I'm backing up. "Don't you dare walk away from me. I know you're lying. I've seen you here before working. You can't fool me. You just don't want to work. You will be fired when I'm done with you. I'm getting the manager." Me looks here up and down. "Yeah, you do that." I go back to the carts, and my BFF asks me what was taking so long. I tell her everything from A to Z, and she chuckles. I see she's trying to burp CJ, so I tell her to let me try. Ever since this lil nugget came out the womb, he's been stubborn to do everything, including the burping SMH. I place the towelette on my should in him and give it a try. I'm 2 minutes in and he burps, and when I lay him down, baby boy is asleep. Good shot. So now we can leave. But then I hear screaming and screeching. My eyes widen and my head slowly turns to the right when I seen Karen coming down the wall area with a manager. BFF said, "Is that her?" "Yes, ch, that's her." Me and my friend use those terms with each other a lot. So please don't take offense to me or her calling each other that. We've been friends for almost 20 years. So Karen gets to us, still screaming, still screeching. Karen, this is her. She should be fired for not helping a customer and lying about not working here. I'm a loyal customer. I have rights. Me, "Sir, can you please tell her to keep it down? I just put my son to sleep. Second, I've already told the Wicked Witch of the Northeast that I don't work here. What part of my clothes say I work here? And even if I did and was on my day off, customers are not entitled to get help from them if they are not working. But I have told her, I don't work here." Manager, "Ma'am, she really does not work here. All of this could have been avoided. Do you want me to help you?" Karen, "Yes, I want you to fire her. I know you're covering for her. I've seen her plenty of times working. If something doesn't happen right now, I'm calling cooperate." Then from all that hollering, my godbaby starts crying. So I pick him up trying to calm him down. Now I'm mad. I don't like when people disturb my son. So I snapped. Me, bitch. I told you, wow wubsy looking ass, to keep the nosy down because I just put my son to sleep. Now look, I got a hollering Oswald and a crying baby. SDFU, and move the fuck on somewhere. Like damn, how hard is it for you to comprehend that I don't fucking work here? What? You that damn embarrassed at the fact that you're wrong, that you gotta keep up this stupid ass image just so you can try to be right? Get TF away from us so I can calm my son down? I guess all of that set her off, and she paid absolutely no attention to the fact that I still had my godbaby in my arms, because she launched at me with her arm in the air, and when it came down, it looked like she hit me because I moved my face quick enough for her not to. By that time, my glasses slid off and fell on the floor and broke. Yup, now I'm really pissed. Those was the only glasses I had too. And I had just tried to make an eye doc appointment the week prior. They're full this month and next month and don't have deck appointment book yet. I'm beyond pissed. I'm pissed to the highest level of pistivity, damn it. Then, the ultimate happened. My cousin. So my cousin comes around the corner being nosy AF. SMH, we can't help it. And when she noticed it was me, now she wants to know WTF is going on. The manager wants to know what this had to do with her, and when she said she was my big cousin, both he and Karen looked at us and saw we looked so much alike. It was no wonder Karen had us mixed up. We are two sisters' kids. My mama is the third oldest daughter, and her mama is the baby girl. So the manager tells my cousin to calm me down because he see I'm about ready to fight while he go call the police. He didn't ask me if I wanted the police called. He just said he was gonna call the police. Oh, that set Karen all the way off. She's kicking and screaming while he's pulling her to his office. My cousin calms me down while I'm gently bouncing to put my godbaby back to sleep. The police came. I gave them my statement. My BFF gave her statement. Cousin gave her statement because even though she didn't see it, she heard it and she's a family member. Manager paid for the baby stuff, and the police said they'll get back in touch with me over Karen after he put her in handcuffs and put her in the back of a police car. Now, letting everyone know, yes, we did have our mask on and only took them off to talk to the manager. During the time I was burping my godbaby, I had the blanket over him. I still don't trust germs, lol. I told her mom everything and she died laughing. I'm just surprised my BFF didn't say anything this whole time because knowing her, she would have jumped in. Sorry for the long story.